Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I can't take myself seriously in this wig right now. Like, it is so freaking funny. Like, this is truly the most perfect wig for this look, but like I just can't take myself seriously at all, like in this entire look. But anyways, you guys couldn't tell what look I did today. I did one of my favorite movies of all time, Edward Scissorhands. I also made these bootleg ass scissor hands. I have wanted to do Edward Scissorhands for a really long time and I just never did, but I felt so like creative this year to like do different looks and everything, and I really wanted to do this. Also, my friend Kirsten did an Edward Scissorhand look too and I like loved it so much, so I was like, I definitely need to do it this year as well. I was watching the movie the other day just to like really look at his face, just really like inspect his scars and everything. Anyways, this look was honestly super easy. I've only been filming for like maybe 2 hours, which isn't that long considering the other looks that I filmed and stuff took way longer. The only thing that's really time consuming is probably doing the scars, and I use liquid latex for this, but you can definitely use scar wax. I feel like that might be a little bit easier. I don't know. I don't like working with scar wax. It's too sticky. Just decided to use liquid latex because I have it here. I also made these these literally, like, I don't think they look that bad, but I knew I was just going to use it for a video, so I made these gloves. I just got these gloves at Walmart and I just made the like scissor parts out of poster board. I'll link the video that I like used as a reference down below. She made them like way nicer than I did. She does like cosplay and stuff. I just used freaking poster board and spray paint. But she has like templates on there which that she used, so that's like the templates that I used. I just did one hand because again I knew I was just gonna film a video. I'm not like going out or anything. If I was going out I probably would have done a better job at these. I probably would have made better ones and done both hands, but this is fine. Yeah, honestly, this look isn't too hard. I'm sure most of the stuff that you have, besides like maybe the liquid latex, you probably have at home. I just use like normal makeup products as usual. Again, my brow cover up is probably tragic, but I suck at brow cover ups. Anyways, I got this wig at Spirit if you guys are interested, as well as the liquid latex. I get everything at Spirit, to be honest. I live really close to Spirit, so I just literally just go there like every single day to get different stuff for different looks. Anyways, if you guys want to see how to get to this Edward Scissorhand look, then just keep watching. Okay, so I'm starting off by doing a brow cover up. Once again, I suck at this, but we're just gonna roll with it. I'm just using a regular glue stick. This one is the one that like goes from purple, and once it's dry it turns clear. And then I'm just brushing them flat against my face with a spoolie. And once that dries, I'm just going to set that with translucent powder. This is the RCMA No Color Powder. And then I'm going to go over that with a full coverage foundation. This is just the Makeup Forever HD stick. And then this is just going to kind of cover up the darkness from the brows. And then I'm going to set that once again with the same powder. So now I'm going to start making the scars, and I'm using liquid latex. I got this one from Spirit, and I'm just using the end of a really small makeup brush. This is just like a little like eyeshadow brush or something, I don't even know. But I'm just using the end of it to kind of create a scar, and then I'm using like my nail to kind of just make it a little bit thinner and also kind of make it thinner at the end and kind of fade it into the skin so it looks a little bit more realistic and not just like this blob on the face. And I'm just going to keep doing that all over my face. To be honest, like where you put these aren't that important. I would say like the ones like on his cheek is really important, and like the ones on his lips are probably the most important ones. Other than that, like I don't think it really matters. But I'm just looking at a reference photo of him to kind of see where I want to place the scars down. And once the latex dries, you'll know it's dry because it turns clear. So once the other ones start to dry, I'm going over them once again just to kind of make them a little bit thicker and protrude off the skin a little bit more. And like I was saying earlier, the ones that are on his lip are pretty important to do because they're the ones that are very noticeable and kind of iconic to the look. So if you're going to do them on the lips. Also, don't get it in your mouth because it tastes gross. So now moving on to foundation, I'm using the L'Oreal True Match in W0.5, and I mix that a little bit with the LA Girl White Foundation. He's not like white, like you don't want to just use like a white foundation because it's going to look very like clown-like. He's just very pale, so just using a really light foundation will work. Like I said, I just mix those two, and I'm just putting that all over my face with a foundation brush. And you're also going to want to take that foundation on top of your lips as well. And now you officially look like an egg. I'm also going over my eyebrows once again with concealer just because I can never cover up my brows to save my life. So I'm just using concealer to do it even more. I'm taking the Pretty Vulgar Nightingale palette and I'm going to start doing the eyeshadow and the shading and everything. So I'm taking the gray shade in there and I'm focusing this on like the inner socket of the eye. I'm also bringing that color up onto like the brow bone and like the front of the brow just because that's like the shape that he has. Again, looking at a reference photo and having it in front of you the entire time is super important and super helpful. Then I'm going to take some concealer, I'm going to put that on my lower lash line. This is just going to make that part brighter and I'm going to shade underneath it, and this is going to create the effect of bags. Then I'm going in with my Milani Soft and Sultry palette and I'm taking that gray shade and I'm just going to go over where I put the other gray shade to just kind of deepen it up and make it a little bit darker. And again, I'm just really keeping that shape that he has. It almost looks like a triangle. It goes up into like the brow and then down back into the eyelid. And then I'm just taking that color into the crease. I'm then going to take a like creamy white shadow and just go over where I put that concealer on the lower lash line. And then I'm taking the warmer brown shadow in the Milani palette and just going over the shades as well just to kind of give it some more depth and then add a little bit of warmth to it. So now moving on to the shading of the scars. So I'm going around the sides of the where I put the liquid latex down. I'm going in with a gray shadow first, and this is just from the Karity 21 matte palette. And I'm just, like I said, going on each side of the scar just to shade it and make it look like it's going like coming off the face like a normal scar would. And you just want to do this to every one of the scars that you made. I took a white shadow and went on top of the scars just to kind of highlight those areas and bring them up and forward, but I eventually went in with something else afterwards, so this part was kind of pointless, but if you want to do it, you can. I'm taking that same warm shadow from the Milani Soft and Sultry palette, and I'm just using that to further add some more depth to the scars and just do a little bit more shading. I then took the Wet n Wild White Multi-Stick and I'm just going on the tops of the scars like I mentioned earlier. Like I said, this is just going to kind of highlight the top of the scar and bring that part forward and like it really is raising off the skin. If you are using liquid latex, it technically is raising off your skin anyway, but this is just going to make it look a little bit more realistic, but that part is definitely optional. And then to contour my face, I'm using the same two shades that I used from the Milani Soft and Sultry palette. And I'm taking my contours in like my cheekbones and stuff, but I'm also bringing it down the sides of my face just to kind of give my face a little bit more of like a masculine structure. He also has really, really nice bone structure, which I don't have. I have a very round face, so I'm just kind of mimicking his bone structure.
I'm taking a darker red eyeshadow. This is Urban Decay Relish, and I'm putting this on a couple of the scars, not all of them, but this is just going to make some of them look a little bit more irritated, like they're fresh, like these ones just happened. And then I'm also taking that shadow a little bit on the inner socket of my eye. I'm taking the purple and gray shadow from the Karity 21 matte palette, and I'm just going to also add this to the socket of my eye just a little bit, like you can barely even tell, but it definitely adds a little bit more depth. And then for lips, he has very small little petite lips, so I'm just kind of creating the shape with a lip liner. It doesn't go all the way, it just kind of like focuses in the center of the lip. So I'm using a lip liner from Lottie London. This is in the shade TBT, and like I said, I'm just kind of creating and mimicking the shape that he has. So once you're done with the lips and this look is pretty much complete, just throw on a black short wig. I got this one from Spirit and some Scissorhands, and you're all set. So anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.